I loved what David said, because it said about being amongst friends. And I have to say, even though I didn't start the funding in 2017, I have absolutely enjoyed every single moment of being with Linda, who has been so generous with her time, with her expertise, and with her wisdom, because it's been a bit of a few years all of us have been through. My name's Fiona Carragher. I am the Director of Research and Influencing at Alzheimer Society. I have an absolutely amazing role. My role is to ensure that we fund the best possible, high quality, world-class research, and then to try and take that evidence and drive change for people affected by dementia at that kind of national government level and that local health and care system level. Alzheimer Society, I think many of you in this room will be friends of Alzheimer Society. We're here to ensure that we're working towards a world where dementia no longer devastates lives. We've got a long way to go, a big job, all of us, to do. And we do that through providing help and support now through our frontline services, but also by driving hope, particularly through our research and influencing agenda. And in some ways, this is why I love this work, which is why I've loved working with Linda. This is all about hope. This is all about hope and understanding what enables people to live well with dementia now, and ensuring that people making decisions, governments, local systems really understand this as well. So first of all, a huge thank you to all of the Ideal Research Programme, everybody involved with it, because it's been quite an extraordinary journey over the last, since 2017 that we've been funding it, so a long time. It's provided us a much greater understanding of how we can influence a person's quality of life for the individual, but also how we can, as Alzheimer's Society, take that and try and drive that change. Now, you all know this, 900,000 people living with dementia, that number is set to rise. And even with the potential hope of treatments coming through, there's a huge amount that needs to happen to enable people to live well. And that's why this research has been so important. Identifying the factors that enable people to have that quality of life and then develop the resources to intervene has been extraordinary. And as a funder, I looked to James, who was our head of research in 2017. We did something quite different with this model. We said, actually, we want to invest in the research leaders of the future, people like Linda and her team, and the teams across the country around them, so that we could have a longevity, a real understanding, a deep understanding of what was happening. But what I don't think we realised, and it would be interesting to hear Linda's reflections perhaps over a cup of coffee, the relationship that we've had as a funder with our research teams has been so deep. Many of my team, like Malika, are embedded, working day in, day out with the Ideal team, so that we can bring out those resources and use them as quickly as possible to influence at that governmental and local level. And we've seen this through all the things that Linda showed, those policy reports, really understanding what good looks like. We then can go to government through our influencing work and say, we know what works, let's see if we can get this rolled out across the country. So again, huge thank you to James and the people who decided this was the right thing to do all those years ago. I don't want to stand between you and your coffee, but I did want to say right at the end, what I've seen with the Centre of Excellence model, this Ideal programme, is collaboration. Collaboration across the country with different academics, with us as the funders, with so many people. But the most special bit about this was co-production. That was truly at the heart, and we've just heard this from the Always group. And for us, when we look to this is what we want to see when we fund research. We want to see really embedded what matters to people affected by dementia, because that's what we're all about. And there's no doubt that that kind of relationship was so important. I remember during the COVID period, going back 3 years ago, when we were trying to get dementia right on the agenda for government, because people with dementia were the worst hit during that period, we needed to have evidence to say to the government, please don't shut down the care homes so hard, because if you put that ring of steel on, you're losing that connection to the thing that matters the most, their loved ones. And going to Linda and go, what evidence do we have? What have we got? What can we find? Was so important in the way that we were able to influence government. The final bit I would say before wrapping up is that this model of really investing in leaders like Linda and the teams around her, you can already see that with so many of these people now being involved in the government's policy research unit, that's something that we're now committed to as an organisation going forward. So we had 3 in 2017. We've got another one launching now. We're looking at implementation in the NHS of new blood tests, so looking at that diagnostic pathway. And next year we hope to launch one on health inequalities. But for now, I wanted to say a huge thank you from Alzheimer's Society for everybody involved in the IDEAL programme. We would not be in the position we are now, really at the table with government as trusted experts, without this kind of evidence behind us. And that's testament to every single person involved, and most importantly, the people affected by dementia whose voices were at the heart of this work. So thank you, everybody.